Greetings and salutations, Sakurai clan. First of all, I want to say this. I appreciate each and every last one of you. Because after, I want to say, how long has it been since we did a History of Power Rangers? From next door?
Fucking nerds. It's your motherfucking boy, Urban Ninja, and this bitch. One more time. We about to review Power Rangers Dino Thunder.
My shoulder, bitch! Fuck off!
Blooper reel.
Anyway!
That is not a blooper reel. That is going to be the first thing.
Anyway!
That's one of the first things in there.
Yep.
It's been a minute since we did History of Power Rangers, alright? And ever since then, I want to say it's been like at least 3 to 4 weeks. You guys have been asking for more. And I've been listening to y'all. I've been hearing y'all out. Like, you guys love when we do a History of Power Rangers together because you like the interaction that all three of us have.
The problem is we have to schedule.
Yeah, we did.
This meet
because for one, we all work.
Motherfucker. Oh.
Yeah, he almost hit me. Yes, he almost did.
It was a fly there.
So once we get our schedules situated, and this man goes back to work.
I work too damn much. I'm in IT, so life.
Yeah. So
this is it. This is History of Power Rangers Down on Thunder. I told you guys I was gonna do all of them. I'm gonna try to do all of them because, like I said before, I stopped watching American Power Rangers after.
SPD?
No, after
Japanese Power Rangers.
I stopped watching it after freaking Overdrive. I stopped watching it, and I gave a few glimpses in RPM, and then I was just like, okay.
Only issue I had with RPM was the Zords, those blocky Zords.
Weren't they all like race cars? No, RPM was the.
RPM was race cars. What was the animated animal race cars?
Well, they weren't animated, just their eyes moved side to side.
Okay, well, in Japan it was animated race cars because they could talk.
Well, I don't know.
But yes. Let's not waste any more time. This is Dino Thunder.
Oh, I'm Jonathan, by the way.
Yes, this is Jonathan.
We know that.
No, you don't.
Okay.
All right.
Dino Thunder. This was a good series.
When Karen chose the leaf, Catherine was the only choice. Catherine assumed the Pink Ranger power, and just in time, we were under attack.
Oh yeah, there was that period where time kind of reversed and we all became children and a bunch of aliens took over for us and Aisha remained behind in Africa in the past except she became a teenager again when time was restored and her family moved over to Africa too and then this girl named Tanya joined us and, well, I guess all that wasn't important. Also, Kimberly dumped me. Welcome, my friends, to Power Rangers Dino Thunder.
Yeah, that was. I didn't understand. Like, where is he going with this?
I don't know if
Dingwinger, seriously, The season begins with the two-parter Day of the Dino. In a flashback, we see this mysterious martial arts expert escaping from an island as it explodes around him, chased by the Stingwingers as demonic cousins. Yes, it's Tommy, who jumps into the water to avoid the blue screen explosion. According to Jason David Frank, he returned to the series as a favor to Doug Sloan, who told him that the ratings were in decline. Several years later, we see him entering Reefside High School and become a science professor. We also meet Cassidy, a reporter for the school's TV show, and Devin, her bumbling cameraman. Tommy notices a kid in the class is missing, which would be Connor McKnight, who's practicing soccer instead of going to classes. When his goalie asks about them getting in trouble for this, our wise and future Red Ranger has this to say.
Don't worry about Randall. She's a woman. And women are just grown-up girls. Need I say more?
I think you've said quite enough, Mr. McKnight.
Principal Randall. I have heard such great things about you.
Vicious rumors, I can assure you.
We also meet Ethan, the local nerd, or at least this show's interpretation of a nerd, and Kira, the resident guitar player and woman who needs to learn that you don't need to apply 15 layers of makeup to your face. The three are given a week's detention, and Tommy the task of watching the three as he goes to a museum outside of town. He sends them off on a wild goose chase while he investigates, discovering that the museum's now under management of Anton Mercer Industries, something he says is impossible. The three fall into a giant sinkhole, and a CGI T-Rex chases after Tommy. Tommy, being a badass, roundhouse kicks the thing, but to no avail. You know, Tommy...
He just fucking roundhouse kicking. What?
It makes sense.
What? This nigga just 360 kicked the Tyrannosaurus Rex in the nose. It was just like, oh, alright, you're kicking me now. It's fucking hit play.
Funny thing is, I think that CG dinosaur was supposed to be the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
But that whole... He
Wasn't
was like,
yeah.
Not even like on first reaction. He's not like, oh my god. He's like, I should kick this nigga right quick. Like,
yeah.
what?
Look. When I first saw this episode and I found out that Tommy was gonna be in this as part of the story as a whole and not just some special guest character, I was happy. I told y'all before, Tommy was my favorite character in Power Rangers and always have been, always will be.
He's like the best Ranger. Whoa.
He's the oldest living Power Ranger that continuously kept going on in Power Rangers.
Right.
Yeah, it still is.
You can't really say that about the others because they were in and out.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they was to call him back. They would do like.
I mean, granted. Look, I will give you this.
They actually
the actor. I forget.
But I'm saying like to come back as a part of the story. I'm definitely sure they would.
I will give you this. Now, because the fact that I guess the things got said and people buried the hatch and whatnot because there was a lot of beef apparently between people in productions and whatnot. Now some actors who used to be a part of the OG show or back in the day they've been coming back. They've been making guest appearances and whatnot, and I'm happy for that. Especially the actor who plays as Jason, the first ever Red Ranger. He got to be part of a special episode in Beast Morphers.
He came in twice.
Yeah, he came in twice for Beast Morphers, and that's great. That is actually great, but he didn't stay as like how Tommy did in one series.
This is a far-fetched idea, but what if they had the older Power Rangers come back as like evil Rangers and had them fight like a newer Power Ranger group? That would have
to be a special episode.
That was a special episode, but they changed it from them showing up to them being evil robots.
What series was this?
Ninja Steel?
Yeah, Ninja Steel. That was Ninja
Which
Steel.
ones came back and was evil? I don't keep up with the American ones like.
Let's see. Tommy came back. That was one. He had the Master Morpher that time. That was a good show.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. I saw that.
Then they had several other Power Rangers from Dino Charger, In Space. They had the Blue Ranger from In Space. They had a Pink Ranger. I forget which season she was from.
And they were fighting the newer team?
Just the evil robots that they were fighting. They had to actually save.
Wait, didn't they come back as like? Didn't the other ones come back? They were like Black Rangers. They were all black or something. Or was it something? Maybe I'm tripping.
You're tripping.
You're tripping. That was on social media. That's on social. That has nothing to do with the series. But anyway,
wow.
Let's continue.
He's got to be having deja vu right now.
Oh yeah, that did happen to them, didn't it?
The three wander around a cave while the T-Rex smashes into a road, revealing it to be a robot. Man, serious deja vu. The teens discover the entrance to a hidden laboratory and 3 gems in the center of the room. They each take one as they start to glow. By the way, the three have all been bickering with one another. It does a good job of establishing characterization, though it does get kind of grating after a while. The three run off as the foot soldiers of the season chase after them, Kira suddenly becoming Black Canary thanks to her gem. Kira displays some martial arts prowess while Ethan's skin suddenly becomes super strong and rock hard. Connor gains super speed and they fight off the foot soldiers. This is the first real season to display what's known as civilian powers. They were technically present in Ninja Storm as well, but I wrote that off for the fact that, well, they were using magical ninja powers anyway, so it didn't really count. This season, though, there's no excuse. I do not like civilian powers at all. Part of the idea of Power Rangers is that they morph in order to gain superpowers to fight evil. That while they might be good fighters as civilians, the powers make them, well, powerful. Civilian powers cheapen the morphing, making it seem like the suits are just an afterthought. They really have no purpose but to add special effects to unmorphed fights. Except we don't want special effects in unmorphed fights. Those fights are supposed to show our heroes kicking ass with martial arts. The next day, Kira gives up her gem to the others, saying she doesn't want anything to do with this. Cassidy says that there's something odd about Tommy, especially after she called Angel Grove High and they wouldn't give her any information about him.
I mean, seriously, I called Angel Grove High and they wouldn't tell me anything. It's like his private records or some big secret.
Yeah, I kind of thought that was why they called them private records.
She equally becomes suspicious when she sees the three teens talking to each other, since the three are from different cliques and have never taken a glance at each other. Why do I get this weird feeling that Cassidy was supposed to be on the set of Bratz the movie, but got lost and ended up here? Anyway, Kira gets kidnapped by the foot soldiers, and the other two decide to head to Dr. Oliver's house. And how exactly does Ethan just search on his phone for Tommy's address? The two enter his house, and Connor starts playing with his stuff.
Hey, remember what happened last time we did that? Dude, the guy's a teacher.
Well, Tommy's gone through 4 other costume changes, so why not Batman, too? The two end up back in the lab. Tommy explains that the creatures that took Kira were called Tyrannodrones.
And you know that because I operated them. Oh, class project? It's a long story.
Our main villain makes his presence known to Kira, who seems to take the dinosaur man rather well. The villain, Mesagog, is apparently very stealthy since he keeps teleporting behind Kira. We also meet his henchwoman.
You kind of look familiar. My master calls me Elsa. Your master?
Man, Mesagog's into some kinky stuff. Kira actually manages to fight off Elsa, though she seems more surprised by her ability to fight than anything else. A portal suddenly opens up and she escapes through it. Tommy explains that the Tyrannodrones weren't meant to be used the way they are, that a few years back he was researching ways of fusing dinosaur DNA and technology. Okay, Tommy, seriously, what purpose does that kind of research serve unless you plan to become a supervillain with an army of cyborg T-Rexes?
Well, you can open a music part.
Lord Dragon.
We've seen that movie 100 times, and that never turns out good.
There's Lord Dragon.
And there's Jurassic Park.
Sure.
But that's a whole different scenario.
He was working with a scientist named Anton Mercer, who vanished just before their laboratory was attacked by Mesagog. Kira lands on top of their car, and Tommy explains that she went through an invisiportal, which was completely visible, so the name makes no sense. Oh, and sadly, we still have the stock music from Ninja Storm.
Yeah, and that's another thing.
Before Fight the Monster...
I didn't notice that.
They used the other the like you said like the music and whatnot from the last season.
Just to hold the people's attention tonight. Hey, this is important. Watch this.
I don't think everybody was that doggone. They had a doggone small attention spans, Sean.
It was like 10 years.
We had phones then.
No, I wasn't 10 in this game. I was like 12.
We had cell phones, and people paid attention more to their cell phones than that.
If you paid attention to your cell phone, you weren't watching Power Rangers, trust me. You was watching like Degrassi or something.
Degrassi.
And the Tyrannodrones. A little trivia note on Tommy's fighting. Longtime fans of the show know that Tommy likes to say his little fighting, "Aya!" and "See, aya!" Well, apparently Disney didn't know that and passed on a memo to him asking him to stop swearing during the fight scenes.
What?
The forces retreat and Mesagog...
That's funny.
What?
They said he was swearing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
How was that swearing? New Zealand. Come on now. New Zealand.
No, it wasn't New Zealand. It was Disney.
Oh, okay. My bad. I apologize. Disney. Come on now. Disney.
I tell you, man. I
They
don't
passed him a memo
Disney.
saying stop saying "see ya" when it's actually martial arts stuff. Martial artists will do that as a way of expelling air and increasing their fighting spirit, basically.
And you know what's crazy? We know this. We knew this when we were younger.
It's Disney.
So what? But that you can't just make up a scenario like that.
See ya.
You can't just make up something like that.
What the fuck was that?
They didn't know.
They didn't know. Come on now.
Disney knows little about martial arts and other cultures. They will follow a guideline of one thing.
Money.
If it sounds like a curse word and it isn't good, if it makes money, we will buy the shit out of it.
Hey, stop cursing. Here's a man.
That was far from cursing, though.
I've never.
I know. It doesn't even sound like cursing.
See ya. Watching this shit is hilarious.
No, it was.
Like, I never knew some of these things until
it was literally. Like he did not say shit.
Oh, you said shit.
He didn't say the word shit. He didn't say.
If you listen hard enough, you can kind of make up your own, and just go, yeah, he kind of said shit.
To me, it sounded like see ya.
I mean, you've taken martial arts, so you know what the fuck it is. Like,
Yeah.
The way it sounds is like he said sick. The
Right.
way he sound, the way he says it. But how do you get that into a curse word?
Because you're listening too hard. That's why.
Pretty much.
People dumb, yo.
Starts planning an assault on Reefside.
Launch your aerial assault. The citizens of Reefside will think that idiot Lothar has returned to town.
Ha! I like Mesagog already. The next day, the city is engulfed in darkness as Mesagog releases Biozords to attack the city. The teens go to Tommy and they all head to his lab, where he explains that he helped build them as well. Tommy further says that the three need to tame the Biozords to stop them.
Ever since I found the Dino gems, I've had these waiting, in case I ever need to harness their powers.
Into what?
Dinomorphers. Use these to become Power Rangers.
What's a Power Ranger?
I gotta sit down. Breathe, dude.
No,
We
they
can't be
already know
Power
what
Rangers.
Power Rangers are.
Aren't you supposed to fly or have superhuman strength and stuff like that?
You do.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Your gems are from an asteroid that crashed into Earth millions of years ago, wiping out the entire dinosaur population.
Oh, goody. They gain their abilities from the power of extinction and genocide. He says the gems chose them and have already bonded with them, but that Mesagog need only destroy them to steal the power of the gems. The three take the
Goes
Morphers.
back as well.
So now what? Do we need some kind of secret password or command? All you have to do is say Dino Thunder, power up, and you'll be transformed. You'll know what to do.
Dino Thunder. Where did you come up with that? I kind of like it. You would.
Look, I know you three are from different worlds. I get it. But you're gonna have to work together, or this will never happen. This won't be easy. Nobody knows that better than I do. But you're gonna have to believe in yourselves. Because I believe in you.
Really?
Really.
He takes them to the Biozords as Zeltrax appears.
You'll have to get past me before you get those swords.
That's the part I'm looking forward to. You guys ready?
Oh yeah.
The three have their first morph fight, and with Tommy's guidance,
that's
manage
the
to
Dino
repel
mode.
Zeltrax. But he
I mean, in the Japanese version, they actually do that when they morph and
don't they have the face roll thing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In the sequence, it does happen in the Japanese version. In the American version, they just cut that out.
Yeah, and just put it
Yeah,
in
like
Super
actually, that whole sequence was kind of boring because they just morphed and they didn't speak or nothing. They didn't go, Dino Red, Dino Blue. They didn't do none of that.
Well, maybe because we passed that point for a little bit.
I don't know.
Or they wanted to try something new and cut it down, densed it, cut it down to a dent.
That we actually did like and enjoy, apparently.
Yes, since we were kids.
Apparently.
takes to the skies in a big-ass ship while the Rangers take control of the Zords.
Only one more thing to do. Bring them together. You can do it. Okay, let's do it. Yeah.
Same. The song, the instrumental song.
The Thundersource Megazord doesn't exactly have a great first outing, but it does destroy Zeltrax's ship. The Megazord itself is pretty damn good, though the joining sequence is really too fast in my opinion. Mesagon torments his servants for their failure. Meanwhile, the Rangers are given bracelets that simultaneously function as communicators and will access their morphers when they need to.
You think Mesagon's gonna stick around for a while?
Unfortunately, they always do.
They?
I know this is a lot to take in.
That's for sure.
Your lives just changed in ways you probably couldn't have imagined. But as long as you work together, and remember, you're a team, no one can defeat you. No one.
Day of the Dino is a pretty good start to the season, both for longtime fans and for new viewers. Tommy evolving into the role of mentor was a great idea given his popularity among old viewers, and any new viewers of the show would be intrigued by the mysteries about him. It does suffer some issues, pacing, acting, and off-kilter dialogue, but not to any excess. The fight scenes are pretty dang good, with some good fight banter here and there. The team is once again made of teenagers, and they actually feel like teenagers, save for being stuck in very stereotypical personalities. Then again, that's how the show began, and with Tommy back, one could say they're back to basics. Now, I know what many of you are wondering. Where the heck are Tommy's Zeo powers? He used them in Forever Red, so why doesn't he use them now? Especially since my Ranger teamwork philosophy bullcrap is in effect when he has a new team of Rangers. There are any number of explanations, but the most popular that I've seen is that Tommy drained the power of his part of the Zeo crystal in order to help forge the Dino gems. Otherwise, it's likely that Tommy's morpher is in storage somewhere, and he could still assume those powers at some point, but for the moment, there's no need, especially as we'll see in the next few episodes.
Right, because he then becomes
Save it.
But yet,
a better man.
he got to use them when he had to obtain the Master Morpher.
Yeah, but that's way in the future.
But I'm saying,
So wait,
so they're just able to come back at any time that they wish.
So
They have
technically,
the Master Morpher.
so technically, he has the red, he has the green and a white ranger, a red ranger.
He has green and white. He has 2 red powers, and he has the
one red power because he gave up Turbo.
No, they still count Turbo as a part because once you
Well,
become
I mean, he is right. He did give it to
he gave it to TJ. But what I'm saying is the counting is still because once you become like that specific Power Ranger, it still sticks with you. So they can still say that so him and TJ both have the same kind of power from that Ranger.
But that means they will have half of that power.
No. There are ways to have duplicate power. They did that in Ninja Steel. They gave the Red Ranger his power. His father had another type of Red Ranger, and what was the other guy? Ninja Steel. Their helper, whatever. He had Red Ranger power. So Power Rangers lore is just confusing. I don't even know what to say.
Well, I mean, John,
that's just how it is.
But it makes sense because if he gave up that power, he should no longer have access to it. So if they were to bring anybody back for Zeo, it would have to be TJ. Zeo or Turbo.
No, Turbo.
He would have to come back for Turbo.
The only reason why I'm saying that he would still have his own kind of Turbo Ranger power is because of the fact that it's been showcased in the comics. It's been showcased in Power Rangers lore. Is just a fact. Even though TJ has his own turbo power, he has the turbo. It's not like he just gave it up. He has his turbo power. It's just that Tommy, I guess, still kept his turbo power, even though he gave TJ his Red Ranger turbo power. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's just weird. It's just weird.
Weird isn't the word, but hey.
Next, we're introduced to Haley, Tommy's confidant and assistant, who's also responsible for creating the Dinomorphers. Speaking of supporting cast, even Mesogog's generals seem to fare better here. Sure, they're toadies, but they're actually convincing as evil despite random makeup lines and bizarre hairdos on Elsa.
Am I to understand that you feel no need to explain yourself?
Lord Mesogog, it is in my humble opinion that it would be a waste of your valuable time. Time better spent destroying Dr. Oliver and his new Power Rangers.
Exactly the answer I was looking for.
Tommy also has some digi-eggs that grow into the team's motorcycles. By the by, I'm not really that fond of the Dino Ranger costumes. The helmets are good, but overall the outfits are just kind of bleh to me. The central symbol just seems like the goofy emblems the toys and movies stuck on the original Rangers outfits, and the white areas down the sides don't match up when the central colors of the outfit are now on the symbol, that being black and gold. Most uniforms are a good balance of white and the primary colors, unless they're doing something different with the designs, like with Ninja Storm's gray areas, or Wild Force having that strap along their chests. This seems to have the opposite problem that the Lost Galaxy uniforms had. Too much color and not enough white. At Haley's Cafe, we also meet Trent, who starts working there as a waiter, but is also an aspiring artist. Kira, naturally as the only girl in the group, crushes on him instantly. Yeah, I'm real sure Trent will be important this season. I mean, I might as well just start calling him Richie. Mesogog's method of creating monsters is a genetic randomizer that creates a mutation. Following that, the monster is hydrated by Mesogog to grow. I love the Dino Thunder theme song. It did take a few listens to finally let it catch on, but it's got a strong rock rhythm, and I really wish there was more incidental music using bits of this, instead of recycling the stock music from Ninja Storm. Episode, Tommy is kidnapped by Mesogog, leading into the 500th episode. Naturally, for a series that has lasted 500 episodes, a massive achievement, especially for a kids show. They go all out, do everything they can to make the episode special, and the most exciting 22 minutes of television ever made it. Yeah, it's a clip show, though with the awesome title of Legacy of Power. While Mesogog holds Tommy prisoner, Haley and the Rangers go through Tommy's video journal of Power Rangers history, as he's been chronicling the group for years. Since it's very abridged, there's a lot missing. Tanya isn't mentioned at all, and after Lost Galaxy, he stops listing off all the individual members. Cole doesn't even get actually shown in civilian footage. Wild Force's segment is all of 3 sentences. Here's what I don't get. As I said, the post-production team in New Zealand wasn't in the best of shape, so you can understand why they had difficulty with new footage they shot. But how exactly do you screw up the audio of old episodes?
Rangers, the power of this universe will now reside within you. It will bestow upon you powers beyond your imagination.
In a cute bit, Connor says that his twin brother went to the Winged Ninja Academy, a reference to the fact that Connor's actor was one of those 3 we saw at the end of Ninja Storm. So much for the secret ninja academies, I guess. I also love how Tommy says in the narration that it was the Thunder Rangers that gave them their biggest challenge, further proving how worthless Lothor was as a villain. We learn that Mesogog's goal is to return Earth to its prehistoric roots and restore dinosaurs as the supreme beings of Earth.
Why can't you just want to rule the Earth like all the other sickos?
The 3 utilize an invisiportal to get to Mesogog's fortress. They, of course, run into some trouble on the way, but following the Carter Grayson School of Ranger Tactics, they mostly shoot their way through while pulling off a damn impressive action scene. The Rangers team morph for some reason and rescue Tommy, proceeding to morph again to pad out the episode. Tommy takes a crystal that Mesogog wanted him to unlock, tricking Zeltrax into breaking it out of its shell. Inside of the crystal is a black Dino gem, allowing him the power of invisibility. And thus...
Aren't you a little old for this, Tommy?
Oh, I love this shit. I love this shit.
Wait. You know what's crazy? That gold fits.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the statement he made about the uniform, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
the white, like,
but I can see why the white fits, because it might be like the mouth or the teeth or something, maybe. But that gold, what? Fucking amazing.
Look, when this
But
episode
the only
came on,
his Zord was that it was a carrier. It was a fucking carrier.
well, I mean, he was like the I don't want to say caretaker, but like the person who made sure the team was together. So why not give him a Zord that was like a carrier, so that like
Why not give him a Zord that can help fight?
well, he can't have enough
He's
Dragon
a
Zord.
mentor. He's not really
Yeah.
supposed to. Well, it makes sense, but at the same time,
He's supposed to be the veteran. You can't give the veteran like an overwhelming, powerful.
You can't give the veteran
Zord.
the second Zord.
But why not though? Which is where I see where John's coming from. Why not give him?
Why
like,
not?
It's too much power for Tommy.
That's not too
Tommy,
much power.
listen,
He barely
Tommy
did
is
it in
the-
the
he's
episode.
just
Too much
like,
power for
listen,
Tommy.
Then that's the reason why I give him the Master more for that. He don't need all that power.
Panda.
The only one that had the second
Panda.
Zord was
Look, listen. Let me say something. Now, I know why they're doing this. Like you just said, he was the thing that made the team what it was.
Right.
So he didn't need that much light. After this season and whatnot, and people, really, got into the whole history about Tommy and Jason David Frank and whatnot. A lot of people loved him. Said he got more publicity. He got to be in that Shattered Grid little trailer that they did. Got his own fan base. His fan base has been growing.
Yeah,
so why not give him a Master Morpher where all the powers that he's ever touched is in one Morpher?
I like how we went from Zord to Master Morpher.
Because you was talking about why not give him a Zord,
Zord.
an actual Zord that actually whoops ass.
Yes.
Because it would be too powerful. But then again,
Nigga,
why
a
not?
giant carrier is also too powerful.
Not
Slap some
necessarily.
lasers on that bitch and you got
Lasers.
Lasers.
I don't know. I could definitely see where you're coming from with this.
That's the win.
But but then again, it's like, don't give him too much power. Like still kind of like nah,
I know what you're saying, but I at least want him to have a Zord that can do something, that can actually help instead of carrying the Zords, the 3 Zords, into battle, get them out, and does nothing else.
He's a Stegosaurus. They don't do shit but eat leaves anyway, so all they can do is...
A Stegosaurus can whip his head around and beat the hell out of you.
Willow Smith style. Anyway.
Well, anyway, I loved him with his power. I absolutely enjoyed it immensely. I wanted the Morpher at one point. I really did. Like, it was just great. It was just great. I think
one of us had the game, one of us had the action figure. John,
I had the game on Game Boy.
I bought an action figure of him. I really did. And the thing about it is, I'm thinking about getting another one too, of all the Rangers he's ever been.
It's of course cool to see Tommy as a Ranger again, but I have to admit, I think it's too early in the season once again. It would be a lot better if this had happened a fourth of the way in, like the 6th Ranger usually is. I know, limited by the Sentai footage, but I still have to comment on this from a story perspective. There isn't an established status quo for this series yet, and it's already changing things up. Anyway, Tommy's Zord is the Brachiozord, which is a big carrier Zord for the other 3. To make matters better, it even comes with another little Zord called the Cephalozord, which can link up with the Thundersaur's Megazord as a new arm, like in Wild Force.
Well, I better get going.
Going? Where are you going?
Shopping. I checked my closet this morning, and there's a serious shortage of black in there.
In the following episode, the elusive Anton Mercer finally makes an appearance, much to Tommy's shock.
Well, it's not really right. It was just for some reason they I don't get it. For some reason they like to have all the characters be their significant colors of their powers.
It's supposed to be like how usually in video games you see a character in a video game that looks different than every other person, meaning that person must be significant to you as the character.
Yeah, but in real life, wouldn't that be kind of revealing?
No,
Because
not really.
people aren't stupid, so they're gonna be like, they're always wearing the same significant colors, and they disappear, and then these Rangers show up. Are they?
Kinda, sorta. I can see where you're going with that.
I can see where you're going with that, but I also
it's like you always wearing black, and then all of a sudden the Black Ranger show up. Oh, you the Black Ranger.
But if you date back to was it Wild Force? Was it? They said they really can't showcase that because then people will find out and all that other nonsense.
True.
So.
And they wore the jackets all the time, though.
Yeah, that's another thing. I don't understand how
Wild
people
Force
didn't catch
wore
on.
the jackets all the time, and they transformed to the same symbol on their jacket.
I don't understand how
how
that even makes sense.
Anton is actually Trent's adoptive father, who took him in after his parents died in a cave-in. Tommy says that their experiments have taken on some weird directions, but Anton is strangely aloof about the whole thing. Anton tells Trent that Tommy is a part of his life that he's put behind him and doesn't wish to talk anymore about it. Zeltrax, during his fight with Tommy, says that they have a score to settle, though Tommy doesn't know what he's talking about. Trent discovers an invisiportal in his home that causes him to worry that his father is involved in something not on the level. Meanwhile, the Rangers discover and tame a Dimetrozord, providing another arm attachment to the Megazord. However, the main advancement of the storyline comes in the three-parter White Thunder. Anton isn't supportive of Trent's artwork, so he's been coming to Haley's before it opens to work on his art.
Wow. This is... You did this?
Yeah.
This is really good.
Not really. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's okay. But Haley makes it sound like he's working on the flippin' Mona Lisa. Elsa, in the meanwhile, discovers a Dino gem and takes it before Tommy can get to it. During a conversation between Trent and his father, he starts to get disoriented and sweaty. When Trent leaves, he enters an invisiportal, though Trent sees it. Trent enters the portal and is transported to Mesogog's fortress. While there, he finds the white Dino gem, which attaches itself to him. He somehow gets out of the fortress and flees, the Dino gem forcing him to morph. Wow. Elsa later reveals that this particular gem is pure evil.
Pure evil?
Pure evil. They send out a monster to fight it, but when the Rangers go to confront the monster, the White Ranger destroys it and reveals himself to the Rangers. He walks through them with little to no effort, par for the course for evil Rangers by this point. Tommy eventually joins them, but they're all thoroughly defeated. Later, the White Ranger stumbles around and demorphs, with Trent apparently not remembering what happened. In Part 2, the White Ranger has awoken again and is activating a Dino egg to release his Zord.
The way this opens, there will only be one color left in the rainbow.
If you want to be technical about it, white...
Oh, that was
the corniest line I ever heard.
You forget, fellas, we're watching Power Rangers, not Super Sentai.
Nigga, shut up. Everything can be
wait a minute. First of all, that line doesn't make any sense. What do you mean there will be one color in the rainbow? You're the White Ranger. Can't nobody see that in the sky?
In the rainbow.
Yeah, what they said.
Nobody can see that in the sky.
That
makes no sense.
Not unless you can see in black and white.
If you can see black and white, there's something wrong with you, Stevie Wonder. Anyway.
Isn't really a color in the rainbow. When Trent shows up to work, he's half dead, and Haley orders him to go home after he collapses. The Rangers discover two Dino eggs, one of which is the White Rangers, and they go out to find them. Trent collapses in the street and becomes the White Ranger again, continuing his work on the egg. Connor and Kira try to fight him, but he once again kicks their asses. Meanwhile, Ethan and Tommy track down the other egg, which has already hatched into the Parasaur Zord. The Parasaur is another arm attachment that's essentially giant scissors. Tommy stays behind to go deal with the White Ranger, but Zeltrax intercepts him. After a fierce battle, Zeltrax retreats, but the delay allows the egg to hatch, unleashing the Dragozord. I was unaware that dragons were dinosaurs. Tommy unleashes a Stegosaurus Zord that he got in a filler to try to help them, but the White Ranger takes control of it, merging it with the Dragozord to form his own Megazord. The new Megazord launches a huge-ass spear at them, splitting it up. Before he can take control of the other Zords, Tommy reclaims control of the Stegozord. The White Ranger retreats and brutally demorphs. The three are demoralized, but Tommy says these are the kinds of days they can potentially have and tells them to get some R&R. The three want to keep fighting, but he makes it an order.
Enjoy yourselves now, because this is only going to get worse.
At a soccer game, Connor spots Trent on a bench and offers to help him, but Trent refuses and walks off. Connor chases after him, but then is attacked by the White Ranger. After a tough battle, it seems like the White Ranger is victorious, but Connor suddenly stands tall, goes into his rather silly-looking Super Dino mode, and blasts him back hard. Before the White Ranger can finish off Connor, though, Mesagog shows up to offer the White Ranger a chance to join him. The White Ranger refuses and goes off, stealing the Stegozord again. Might as well call it the Yo-Yo Zord. Tommy returns to the warehouse where he ran into the White Ranger earlier to recover some equipment, only to see it's been taken by the White Ranger. He finds Trent, who is forcibly morphed into the White Ranger, and fights Tommy. Before Tommy can warn Haley of what he's found, the White Ranger encases him in some kind of amber. Following White Thunder, Trent starts to recover some more of his memories of what's happening. He quits the cafe, but won't explain why. Elsa and Zeltrax are sent to take the White Ranger by force, but the two are easily taken down. The other Rangers show up, but the three are easily defeated once again. However, when the White Ranger gets a closer look at Kira, he can't fight her. The White Ranger retreats for the moment. Kira goes to visit Trent, who reveals to her that he's the White Ranger. Kira goes to get the others, but Elsa has found him too, sending out the Tyrannodrones to capture him. Ethan and Connor don't think he can be trusted. Mesagog recognizes him as Anton Mercer's son, and tries to get Trent to join him once again, but Trent morphs and escapes. He summons his Megazord, and the Rangers prepare to fight, though Connor tells Kira on no uncertain terms that they have to do whatever it takes to stop Trent. Haley also reveals yet another new Dinozord, the Ankylozord. As the new Zords are wont to do, it becomes a new arm, a combined drill and shield arm. Later, Trent talks to Kira again, saying it's too late for anyone to help him, that the gem is taken over. He tosses aside his sketchbook and leaves, telling Kira he's got to leave to prevent himself from hurting anyone. Following that, there's a filler involving a meteor that unlocks recessive personality traits with whoever comes in contact with it. However, at the end, Haley manages to use the radiation from the meteor to free Tommy from the amber. However, once he's freed, he finds that he can't demorph. Behind the scenes, this occurred because he worked out a deal with the producers that allowed him to go home and visit his family while shooting 10 episodes, only doing voiceovers during them. After another attack by Trent, two more of the auxiliary Zords are captured by him. Connor and Ethan are against helping Trent, but Tommy tells them that he was in a similar position to Trent once, and they shouldn't give up on him. The White Dino Gem has assumed full control over Trent, meaning that even when he's demorphed, it's the White Ranger that's talking. To throw another wrench into matters, at the end of Burning at Both Ends, Mesagog reverts into Anton Mercer, and in the next episode we learn that it's a Jekyll and Hyde relationship. While looking through old photos, oh, and I'd be insane not to include this bit.
Wow. Nice hair.
Hey, it was in style back then.
Kira and Tommy discover an old picture of him first joining up with Anton Mercer, where he also met a guy named Terrence Smith, or Smitty. Terrence was up for the same job as Tommy with Mercer Industries, but Tommy was the one who got it. Terrence went on to work for another company, but was apparently killed in an accident. Naturally, it turns out that Zeltrax is Terrence Smith.
I was on the verge of a breakthrough. When it all went wrong. Mesagog found me and put me back together again. He's a genius with cybernetic reconstruction.
I'm still not sure what exactly the revenge is that he wants, though. Just because he didn't get the job with Mercer's company, that part wasn't even brought up when he explained his backstory. Anyway, Zeltrax had made a deal with Trent that if Trent helped him to get Tommy, Zeltrax would help take down Mesagog. However, Zeltrax is loyal to Mesagog and informs him of the plan immediately, allowing Mesagog to once again offer him the chance to join him. This time, Trent accepts, partially because it seems the White Ranger's personality is merging with him, so there's a mixture of both present. Zeltrax also reveals that he's kind of got a thing for Elsa. There is an episode that I'm sure people want me to comment on, and that's Lost and Found in Translation. The three teens, while watching TV, discover a version of Power Rangers made in Japan. In actuality, it's a badly done version of Power Ranger, the Sentai Dino Thunder is based on. Though from what I've read, not a very accurate one. It was made as a humorous nod and wink to Sentai, with Connor blasting it because it's not American, and that he sees it as Japan making fun of both their country and their efforts. But Kira and Ethan are getting into the fun spirit of it. By the end, Connor's turned around on it, and he ends up loving it. It's weird to watch, to say the least, but it's a good lesson for purists from either side of Power Rangers versus Sentai.
See, the show was different, but it was still cool.
Anyway, after that, Zeltrax and Trent battle for the position.
Correction. The show was original, and it's cooler.
Yes.
All Sentai is cooler before it comes Western. Just saying.
Like, look, listen. I get it. I was a Power Rangers person before Super Sentai. But when I watched Super Sentai, my eyes opened up. It's way cooler. It's a lot better. I know. I'm telling now because I'm trying to get y'all engaged.
We understand. Super Sentai was 100 times better, and pretty much it had more Power Rangers.
It did.
And that we skipped.
Oh yes, you're right. I was about to say, wait, I'm like, oh, because like you're talking about like the train one.
No. I'm talking about if you go all the way in the past. Power Rangers, our version, wasn't the first one.
It wasn't.
They had something called Bio Rangers. They had Flying Man. They had
those shits were like back in the 60s.
They had Jetman. I watched that one.
There was one where they were
there were like 10 other Rangers before.
The Rangers were like the countries and shit.
They had another one that I watched a little bit called Dynaman.
They had 10 other shows before the one we were at.
I mean, that's probably before they reached the deal with Saban, is it? Over here? I believe it's Saban. I think they finally reached the deal and then they was like, might go from Power Rangers. There you go.
And also, when they did the Samurai Zord, their outfits, the ones they did for that one and Super Sentai was completely different.
Completely.
Wait, for for Power Rangers Samurai.
Yeah.
No.
You mean Samurai and Ninja Storm?
No, I mean when they got their new Zord in Power Rangers. The first Power Rangers in America. When they got their new Zord.
Okay. That's all. He's talking about.
It was Mighty Morphin with the ninjas powers.
I forget what that Sentai team is called.
Wait, Samurai, right?
Yes. Think, nigga, because the person had a dragon, a zebra, a turtle.
Zebra, nigga, what?
It looked like one. A unicorn or something.
Die Ranger. That's what it was. It was called Die Ranger.
Because that's what
did it come stateside?
Yes. Because it was the first Power Ranger show. It was the longest season of the
here's what we're trying to explain to you. So, in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, remember how their first Megazords got destroyed, right? So they went and got another set of Megazords along with a new Ranger called that was the White Ranger. That came from another Sentai series. Called Die Ranger.
Now I got you.
And the whole thing with Eddie Rangers that was another Sentai team as well.
Right. Okay. Now I got you. I had to.
Sorry about that, but we tend to get into this kind of shit,
especially when he can't catch up.
No, because I was trying to remember what it was, and I was like, oh, you mean that one, right?
It's a second fucking Zord.
But show me anyway, so I'll make sure I got this right. Because you said Die Ranger, I believe. Oh, I missed.
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. We have to finish this real quick. This one, motherfucker. Oh, really?
Damn.
Really?
Damn.
What's wrong?
I had it up, and then all of a sudden it just went off.
That's Google for you.
You mean go say Sentai?
I said, we talking about Google. You know what? Fucking look at this. Get your ass over here. This one.
Oh, yeah. Which one was those again?
You know what? Play the video. I'm about to smack him.
Of second in command, with Trent winning through. Later, Mercer tells his son that he's worried about what the Dino Gem has done to him and explains his backstory.
You know, my research on dinosaur DNA was bold, was groundbreaking. I was sure I was on the verge of a whole new technology. One that would serve the betterment of mankind.
Which is why you decided to drink it. Through a series of events, Zeltrax frames Trent for the destruction of some of Mesogog's experiments. As a result, Mesogog ties down Trent and tries to kill him. However, Mercer's personality breaks through and redirects the beam meant to kill him. It bounces off everything and hits the Dino Gem, shattering the coating that created the personality while keeping the power itself active. Yep, his father has freed him from the White Ranger personality. Mercer tells his son to use it however he sees fit, but mostly he should help the Rangers, since otherwise there's no chance he'll be free of Mesogog. However, Trent promises that he won't reveal the secret. Which, I've gotta say, is the dumbest thing he can do, since now the Rangers won't pull their punches if they ever go up against Mesogog directly. Trent unlocks his own Super Dino mode, which looks especially silly, though I do like the katars he has. After Trent saves his life, Tommy allows him to join them. However, at the end of the episode, it's revealed that Zeltrax saved the Monster of the Day's weapon, a copying device that allows him to create a duplicate of the White Ranger, except with no trace of Trent within him. The copy retains control of the Dragozord and the Stegozord. Later, Trent and Tommy go out to uncover an ancient artifact called the Shield of Triumph. Connor comes to help, and Tommy explains that only someone in sync with the universal dino energy can retrieve it. The Rangers all contribute to the power, allowing Connor's form to upgrade into the Triassic Ranger. The downside is that the Triassic Ranger needs the other Rangers to contribute their energy to do it, demorphing them. At least for 2 episodes before they find a way around it, so what was even the point? Along with the Triassic powers, Haley invents a new assault vehicle for Connor to pilot. During the vehicle's trial run, Zeltrax and Tommy enter into a final battle aboard Mesogog's ship. Tommy, deciding to end the feud once and for all, destroys him along with the ship. Well, that was an anticlimactic end to all that. The episode itself where it happened was a Kira-focused episode. The vehicle can also become the Mesodon Megazord, once again adding to the Rangers' arsenal, and in turn combining more of the Zords to create the Triceramax Megazord. You may have noticed that I haven't commented very much on Cassidy and Devon. Some people like to compare them to Bulk and Skull, but there really is no comparison. Bulk and Skull, when they began, were bullies and didn't care about school, and as a result, their antics made a little bit more sense. Cassidy is just a selfish idiot because she wants to be a reporter? Devon, on the other hand, while a little clumsy and absent-minded, is intelligent and skilled. Frankly, I don't understand why he's practically Cassidy's slave, unless he has a crush on her, but even that will only go so far considering the lengths he goes for her. It should be noted that with a lot of these seasons, the Sentai is still going on at the same time as the Power Rangers version is being written. As such, the writers don't know what they're going to be able to use with the Sentai footage, or where the Sentai footage is going. Subsequently, when the Abba Ranger equivalent of the Triassic Ranger was brought up, it was believed that he was actually a 6th Ranger for the team, and there were some plans made for Devon to become the Triassic Ranger, but they dropped it when it was clear that it was just a powered-up Red Ranger. Anyway, Cassidy deliberately puts herself in harm's way on foolish and moronic errands just to get an exclusive story, interrupting the Rangers in the middle of a fight to try to get an interview. Hell, she once ignores the closed sign on Haley's Cafe for completely vapid reasons that rely on other people actually being there. Even though, since the place is closed, logically, no one would be there for her. However, as time goes on, Kira gets a job as an intern for a TV station, and Ethan, after accidentally hooking up with Cassidy for a blind date, actually befriends her. Through the mutual acquaintance, Kira manages to land Cassidy a reporting story or two for the station, and she's thankful to Kira for it. So afterwards, she remains shallow, but has a few deeper levels to her and, well, makes her nicer. I just wouldn't compare the two to Bulk and Skull is all. After 10 episodes of staying morphed, Tommy discovers a slime that they use to finally demorph him. However, the effect of it kicks in his Dino Gem power and turns him invisible. You know, come to think of it, 10 episodes is the equivalent of like at least several days, if not a few weeks. So how is he able to eat? Maybe he could take off his helmet, but then why didn't he ever take it off while the others were around? Anyway, this part is resolved in the episode Fighting Spirit. Haley believes she's found a way to bring Tommy back to normal, but doesn't have a proper power source. Tommy suggests using his Dino Gem, but Haley is reluctant since it may be too powerful. When they try it, it overloads the system, shatters his Dino Gem, and knocks him into a coma. Still, he's visible again, so it did do what it was supposed to do. While Rangers head off to deal with a powerful monster, Tommy is taken to a hospital. Inside Tommy's mind, however...
Oh yes, I loved this. This was great.
What is this place?
A dream sequence. See?
Remember me?
But doesn't this prove that the three that showed up are his main Power Ranger form and Turbo never showed up though?
And that's what goes back. That's
Well,
what goes back to what John
I don't
said.
remember
He
because
gave the turbo power up, so we shouldn't have it.
I don't remember the episode fully, but I do remember all his Ranger powers showed up in that.
Yeah, his
one
Ranger
sequence.
powers: green, white, and red. Those are the only three that showed up. Turbo didn't show up.
Meaning he don't have the turbo powers anymore.
It's not that he didn't, because he does, but I think they probably just cut that out because it was too many power. Like not like
that's weird, man.
They don't need to have two Ranger powers in one. If you only need just one Red Ranger power. Anyway, that was part one.
That was part one.
Yeah. Like I said before, Linkara touched on a lot of things, key points that I did not know about. I didn't know about the fact that Disney literally did that to Tommy. Jason David Frank.
Watching this gives me insight on stuff I never paid attention to, and that's like.
I mean, his catchphrase has been with him. That catchphrase has been with him since forever.
It's a part of him and his martial arts.
Yeah, it is. It's a part of him. Even stepping out of Power Rangers, it's still a part of him.
By the way, in case y'all didn't know, Jason David Frank, I think, is undefeated in UFC.
He is.
He's a UFC fighter. He's undefeated, as a matter of fact.
He is.
This is a fun fact. In case y'all didn't know, he's undefeated. So, yeah, just so you know, fun fact. Sprinkle in there.
In part two, we're gonna finish this. Part one is done. Let me know what y'all think down below about this. As such, this has been us. See y'all again in part two.
Ain't shit going on, but subscribe.